Hello everyone and welcome to Money Farms. Do well to like, share, subscribe, comment on this video and let me know where you're watching me from. So today I'm going to show you how my life went as a student, because not only am I only a farmer, I'm also a student. So it was this particular site visit that was organized in the state, and by the Young Quantity Surveyors, Akwa Ibom State chapter. The first site that we're up to visit was the Ibom Conference Center. So this site here is located at the back of one of the most popular places in UniUyo, Ibom Tropicana, behind it. So that's where the site is located. We were not only alone in this site visit, we were accompanied by lecturers across all the universities in Akwa Ibom State that offer quantity surveying. So that is the chairman of the Young Quantity Association, Akwa Ibom State chapter, QS Etibong Udoka. So we're also present here was the Ibom Metropolitan Polytechnic and the rest of other schools that were present. So upon arrival of site, first an introduction was made to introduce the key personnel in the operation, the safety engineer, and the ones that will take us through the process of showing us around the environment, the site. We're given some talk to help us get to know ourselves and the do's and don'ts of the site, what we have to do and what not to do. We're also given protective gears along and during this period to use. Also here present was my former HOD, Mr. Christian Asokwo. The trip was accompanied by the NIQS chairman, which is the National Institution of Quantity Surveyors, Akwa Ibom State. So all this represent presence of this great institution and body made out time in their busy schedule to make sure that they impacted in our lives. So this is the first site, as I said earlier. So the meeting with the civil engineers, the quantity surveyors, the mechanical engineers, the electrical engineers, and so many others engineers and people who had one respective job or one thing to do.
Former chairman of Nigerian Institute of Quantity Surveyors, Akwa Ibom State chapter. My right is Scholastica Nkanta, the head of the surveying department of Akwa Ibom State Polytechnic. Madam, you are welcome.
Thank you, sir.
To my left, I have Dr. Christian Asokwo of the University of UniUyo. He's also a consultant in this project with Cost-Link Associate, consulting quantity surveying firm of this project. Doctor, my pleasure.
You're welcome.
Yes, Reverend Benjamin Jackson, it's my pleasure that you are here. Welcome. The coordinator of Young Quantity Surveyors Forum at Akwa Ibom State chapter, US Etibong Udoka. Thank you for what you have done, making us this site. To the team, contracting firm handling this project, the Greenberg Construction Limited. Thank you so very much for giving us the opportunity to come to this site to witness what you are doing. It is a normal practice for us to balance the activities in the classroom with what is going on at the construction site. That helps the students and the young surveyors to learn a lot. What they will see here, they will go back to the classroom or to their practice notes and then marry what they are seeing here to what they were taught or to what they are being taught in the classroom. And by so doing, they can develop themselves to be better quantity surveyors and make their useful contributions both to the development of the state, the Bible state, and of course to the development of Nigeria. Thank you for giving us this opportunity. It is our prayers to God that as we move to visit the project site or to tour the construction work and look at what you guys are doing, it is our hope that the participants in this team will learn a lot. And we are praying that you people should continue to grow as a contracting firm. You will not stop in only this job. You will still have more jobs, to showcase to Akwa Ibom State and to Nigerians in general. Thank you for the opportunity given us. God bless you.
We don't want to waste more time again.
After a nice speech delivered by the UniUyo chairman, which is the National Association of Quantity Surveyors in Akwa Ibom State, the chairman of Akwa Ibom State handed over proceedings to the civil engineer on site.
My company, Rainbow Construction Limited, we welcome you enormously to this project. This project is called Ibom Convention Center project, that's ICC. The governors or the government's idea is to build, hello, are we together?
We are together.
Is to build a convention center where it can house some of your conferences. I know quantity surveyors may want to have a national conference, and perhaps we had a deficit of a hall that can contain more than 2,000 to 3,000 persons per time. So I feel that is the idea that conceived this project. So that's for quantity surveyors. Then the lawyers also have a very large crowd too. So that's why I think this project was conceived. So you're going to see the model of the project. You're going to also see it physically. You're going to ask questions where it's necessary. So please kindly permit me to introduce my team. Sorry, you would have met with other expatriates, like the white people who are here. But you guys scheduled to see us by 10. And so my project manager was already expecting you by 10 o'clock. So he would have been here with you guys, but he has mandated me to represent him. So right in my right now is our safety supervisor. His name is Essien Ubon.
Welcome, man. You're welcome.
Then my fire right there is Mr. Akan. You guys call yourself QS, right?
You're welcome.
QS Akan.
Welcome.
He's our quantity surveyor. Yeah, he's all the thing about measurements, quantity. He's going to answer those questions. And then he has his team as well. He has two other persons with him too. And we also have safety Udo. Safety Udo, please. Let them know. So they are going to tell you about the safety precaution, because in a construction site, safety is our #1 priority, right? For us to be able to have a proper measurement, you must put safety measures for you to have your work executed very well. So they are going to help us to give us a pathway on how we are going to follow and some necessary safety. Now we are on break, so we don't have a large number of workers in the site, right? So, but I will hand over that section to our safety supervisor to let you know a little brief about what you're expected and what you're supposed to do while you're inside?
Yes, good afternoon, everybody. Once again, I want to welcome everybody, Institute of Quantity Surveyors. You're welcome to our facility, being the Igbo International. My site manager was saying national. We have gone international anyway. So Igbo International Convention Center. So please, we were expecting it, like he said earlier. Maybe you would have met our people, our team. But all the same, we are here for you. Please, before we go further, there's what we call induction, safety induction, when you're on site like this. And I want to believe you've been to a lot of sites, not just here. And there are some protocols, there are procedures or something that you're supposed to, at least, for those ones like these little ones that are with us, they may not know. Some of us might know. So please, for the very brief introduction, as he said, my name is Esien Ugo. And I have my assistant here. We have every other person from our own side also. Here is a construction site, and believe me, we have a whole lot of hazards as concerns construction and ongoing construction, and that's not just the one that we are maybe it has been finished. This one is ongoing. So we have expecting maybe open excavation like we've seen already, and in those open excavation, most often we do caution them or cordon, but in the course of work, those caution tails might be discarded for some work activities to be carried out or something. We have those excavations. We have anticipatedly maybe falling objects. We have dust. We have a muddy and waterlogged environment terrain. So please, in the course of you going around, we'll also try to direct you on where and where. We put signages, barricades. Please be observant. Use your eyes and be safety conscious and all. You are all professionals. I want to believe that culture is already there inside us. So we don't have any problem going around. I wish each and everybody a safe trip around our site. But in case of maybe an emergency, let me not waste your time. We have our own emergency response plans activated already. But in case we find one, you don't need to panic. You don't need to panic about anything. Just do your visit. But please be observant. Also try as much as possible to make sure wherever you are not supposed to, we see barricades, signages and every other thing. So please don't tread where you are not supposed to. Follow the lead, and at the end of the day, we have a very safe trip here. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you very much.
So after the brief talk on precautions and what we had to expect and what not to expect, we were led by the professionals, the expatriates, to the place we are going to see first, the place we are going to observe first, the area we are going to start from. So this is the first area that we are going to talk about.
Okay, good afternoon. So this location is what we call ramp. This is how it looks like. This is the finishing, and this is a cross section of it. So what this is more like, it's going to be like a bridge. There's going to be another layer that takes some VIP cars and it will be packed up there, right? So what you could call, it's not necessarily a flyover, but in a common parlance you could say it's a bridge that takes you up, right? So that's why you're having it. We are still at the foundation level, although the columns are coming out, and you can see, if you look at it structurally, you see that's the end of it, where you have the making and going up like that. So this is one part of the convention center. Okay. There are two things you see up there. One is the pipe, and the other one is called cable tray. This one carries higher thickness of cables and what you want to do. While this carries
After showing us the electrical cables and the rest of the thing, we were taken to the first part of the conference area, which houses about 500 to 700 persons. So this is the space where about 500 to 700 persons can be using, and that was the auditorium. Then we climbed up to the first floor, where it includes the full and the higher amount of persons, which this particular part can include about 3,000 to 5,000 persons. So you could see the construction is still going on here actively. You could see the arena with a lot of columns.
The other side. This is what. So these are the breakouts I'm talking about. Right? So you can see the seating pattern already.
So the non-permanent wall, which is this one, is going to be a kind of a motorized wall, in which, if we want to use the entire place, we can easily move the walls, then they use.
So there may be times that people will not have to use the entire walls, right? But it can still give a preference to somebody, maybe your Akwa Ibom State Institute of Surveyors. You don't need all this space. You can say you want something like that. So we'll just give you that information for this. And then another thing I want to emphasize or let you know is about the technology about the powering of this place. It will only power for the section you're using. Okay. And so we are going to have a synchronized powering system. So the more you use a hall, the plants automatically sends more power based to that area, not your by your intervention. But the moment you are put to use this hall, the generator will automatically sync, so that you don't have to use all the capacity of the generator at once. For you're just using a small hall, right? So that's how it's going to be a sustainable power system.
That's the non-permanent wall. Is it sample?
Yes, this is sample.
Let me ask you on that. Is there a plan for the water treatment plant?
I already told them. Okay. Some of you were at the staircase with me. I had explained what the technical area there means. We are going to have the water reservoir, the treatment plant. We are going to have the panels all to that place. So when water comes out from the treatment, from the reservoir, it goes to the treatment plant before consumption.
And also the sewage treatment?
Yes.
So after, they still show the different columns and all the rebars, the elevator shaft, how it looks like, the construction, and how it's done. We are amazed. This is I and my classmate just pondering and wondering about some certain things, how the certain kind of blocks that are used for this kind of project. And we discovered that these blocks are not the normal blocks that we get from the block industry. This one are custom block made according to specification just for this project, not something not different, but like the regular thing that we normally get. It's according to the amount of usage did by the construction company to complete a certain task, certain project. So after all we saw this, a massive crane, and which caught our attention at a very impressive height and wanted to learn how it operates. So after everything, we're given some snacks, and that is how our field trip went. Please do well to like, share, subscribe, comment on my video, share this video to all construction lovers out there, and see you another time in another exciting time in my day in the life. Thank you.